and then we're going to share. So you would say the name of your organization, and you would share what an ideal meeting would look like for that organization. All right, so can I have a volunteer to share their agenda for their organization? So I'll go at once. Thank you.
One organization I picked was AIA, and I assumed the agenda for a typical meeting would go something, get everybody seated in one place, so we don't get everyone together. Opening prayer, introduction of the meeting, thank you all for coming, let them know if you're welcome, X, Y, and Z. Icebreaker to get to know everybody, because sometimes they're new members, sometimes they're people like, I'm not new, but I've seen you before, but I don't even know who you are. So just to get familiarized with people, right? Discuss various topics, letting young people today, that we can open up more, have a communication dialogue on the topic, right? Because everyone has a different opinion, so it'd be cool, you respect my opinion, I didn't think of it that way. Any other future meetings of the event, we also talk about that, the intentions now should be, people should now be respectful and open-mindedness, right? So now we could talk about, we should do this in the next meeting, we have an event coming up. So I like the idea to work with that. Talk again some more, because I noticed also when we discuss events, sometimes they can do this rise a little bit. Everyone has a different opinion, and some ideas people want to roll with, others don't. So just to say, hey, we're still cool, still equal, let's still chill out there, and not to keep everybody fair, close out food or especially risk go, things like that. That's the typical agenda for the way in my head.
Thank you. Let's give this a round of applause. That's what you would like to see happening, or that's what happens in the PYE meeting. Someone else?
Alright, the meeting that I picked was CYM. And start off with taking attendance, registration, collecting views, followed by devotions and short reflection by either one of the advisors or clergy, and then an icebreaker, just to kind of build a camaraderie and get people a little bit more relaxed. And then following that would be the club business, so preparing for Youth Sunday or planning a fundraiser or just any other business pertaining to the club, giving announcements for the following week if something is happening, and then going into the main activity for the night, whether it's a game night, a craft, or you're having a guest speaker, and then finally with the closing out praise for the food and dismissal.
Thank you. Let's give someone else, another organization.
Typically, at a scout meeting, we do this fallen and a flag ring for the prayer. We say the scout law, council law, after which we ask those who return for the day, the summary of the return for the day.
See, you lost the bit.
Valid point, yes.
And we have the welcome, we have the introductions, and we have the presentation of topic, which is how to prepare a perfect smile. And then, one, you learn how to floss. Do a breakout session, brush your teeth. And then you do the presentation where you show your smile off. And after that, you do the thanks. After that, we have the business and housekeeping, and the closing prayer and fellowship.
Let's give the round of For us, meeting is definitely pre-COVID. But now we have to learn how to smile with our eyes, because you can't see the mouth anymore. So we smile with our eyes. Another organization, I don't believe anyone else will want to share. Anyone else?
Okay, King's Kids. Prayer devotion, we love to sing and we love to sing a song. Icebreaker, topic of the day, I don't know what we're gonna do today, do discussion, game or activity, represent the topic, summary of the topic discussed, prizes and treats, because we love that. Closing over prayer.
Thank you. Let's give over to Rob. Thank you. Excellent job by everyone, and I'm sure most of you would have had something similar jotted down. You have your plan, your to-do list, what you intend to do when you arrive at that meeting. You're not just winging it. Now, aside from your to-do list on a typical meeting, you also have a curriculum. So you have your curriculum. Now, what is a curriculum? Anyone? What is a curriculum? A book of events with dates, something like that. Anyone want to add to that? What you're going to learn in a particular class, particular session. All of you are correct. That's exactly what it is. A curriculum, the curriculum is the information taught in a given course or subject. Now, the curriculum can be very extensive. Now, as you know, I was in a classroom, so each subject or grade level will have a curriculum, a list of topics that they intend to cover for the year. And the curriculum will also have your objectives. What goal are we trying to achieve? It will have the development of each one of those topics. What about the topic you want to discuss? It will have the activities to go along so that it will tie in and the students are able to connect. It will have the resources you intend to use. So the curriculum is a very detailed file as to what you intend to accomplish within the year. Now for us, our planning may not be for the entire year, maybe our planning is on a month-by-month basis. But whether it's for the month or the year, you need to have a step-by-step guide, what you intend to do and how you intend to do it. So, in our youth curriculum, I would say there are about four components to the youth curriculum. Now, you can't really see my pictures too well, but the first one to the top is showing the Bible. And what do you think the Bible represents? Going to church, or you again might not be in church, might not be in the church. After that, what the Bible represents at the youth meeting.
I say the Bible represents, in a way, a structured manner how to live life.
How to live your life. Okay, anyone else want to add to that? I missed it. The foundation. Anyone else want to add? Definitely the textbook right there. Textbook. Okay, the next one is showing the picture with the penguins and they high-fiving. What else you think need to be in this curriculum? What you think?
Fun.
Fun. Very good. Spot on. It needs to be fun.
Yeah.
This next one, this girl look like she going through the motions. The teamwork, yeah, that could be a part of the high five one. What do you think? The third picture is showing a girl going through all the motions on this picture. What do you think? What else would need to happen there? Support, yeah, support will come in that. Upset, yeah, but what about it? What about her being upset? What do you think we need to address inside our youth meetings too? Life, what life? Real life, that's it right there. Real life. What are our youth going through? And how can we help them? And the last one. We have some kids and they're giving out some food. What else do we need to have? They're not eating the food, they're giving out the food. Service. You gotta have your social outreach. So the core parts of the youth curriculum that I feel as though needs to be there is it needs to be spiritual. We can't forget the main reason we're having youth. Yes, we want them to have fun and we want them to be engaged. But remember, we are winning souls for the kingdom. We are evangelizing. So first and foremost, we want to ensure that we're bringing persons to Christ. That needs to be the first and foremost thing about the youth meetings. God at the forefront. Secondly, it needs to be social opportunities, of course, for them to bond and get to know the fun part of it. Thirdly, we have current issues. What are some issues that our youth may be going through at this time that you feel as though needs to be talked about in your meetings? Give me some examples. What are some issues that you feel as though would be appropriate to get addressed in a youth meeting? Say it again. Being stressed about the exam, how to handle proper preparations for an exam. That's perfect. Exam times is now, actually. Some schools are already in exam. Peer pressure. What other issues may be plaguing our youths? Bullying, big one. In the schools, man, I don't really understand it. Bullying is a big thing. Always picking on someone, not just cyberbullying, it ain't even just in the classroom setting anymore. I know the technology is good, but nowadays they're cyberbullying the students. Anything else? Hypocrisy, that'd be a big one. Any other issue you think we need to discuss with our youths? Fitting in. Why do we feel the need to fit in, to mesh in with everyone? Why don't just stand out? Standing out sometimes is difficult. And the last one is service. In our youth meetings, we have to make sure that we are presenting that opportunity for our youths to serve, to give back. Okay, so there are 4 categories. Now, this is showing a year at a glance, and you can't see this. This one is showing for persons who meet once a week, so 4 times per month. And it's just an idea of how you can set up your meetings. And I like most persons' agendas. It was right in line with these suggestions. So the first week in the month, you can call it your social night. Maybe that night is just about being social, playing games, things of that nature. That could be your first week of the month. The second week could be your curriculum night, where you tackle one of your Bible topics, something in the Bible, because remember, we are evangelizing the winning souls for the kingdom. The third week can also be curriculum. At least 2 of the 4 need to be curriculum, where you're teaching God's words and we're bringing persons, almost like a Bible study, so to speak. So they have the opportunity to get a better understanding of scriptures that they may not have an understanding of. So you choose how you want to guide and build upon the topic, whatever topic you want to decide that you feel is important to discuss. And then that 4B can be a social outreach project, whatever it may be. Going to the kitchen, preparing, giving back, however you would like to do it. So you can structure it so that you know the first week of each month, you know what you intend to do. The second and third, or you can mix it up, because what will happen is, since they know social night is always the first week of the month, they will leave on the social night. You know, these children, they savvy, so you better don't let them know your plan, but you know what the plan is. Since they know the second and third is always curriculum, going on, and you're teaching the things, so I ain't coming to that, I ain't coming to that one, I ain't gonna with that. So you mix it up, but you need to have your guide, what you intend to do, your plan for each week, what you would like to accomplish. So now I want to get into the components of effective and effective lesson plan, because we're still teaching. So what do we need to have inside of these lessons that we're presenting to our students? You have to have your topic, your objectives, the materials that you intend to use, your introduction, development, your activities and application, how it's going to apply, how it's going to connect. Your conclusion, how you're going to close everything out. And then the very last thing that sometimes we forget to do is a reflection. I've used this, you have to reflect. What went well, what didn't went well, how can I improve for next time? Am I really reaching my audience? So the next worksheet that I have on the board, on your table, is the lesson plan. So we're going to build a lesson plan. And we're going to go through it step by step. So the first thing we want to do, I'm going to pick something that you may have not covered yet, so that this is something that you can use in an upcoming meeting, a meeting that you're preparing for. Pick something that you can utilize in an upcoming meeting. So the topic, and obviously the topic is, what will this lesson be about? So write down your topic. Pick a topic that you would like to address in your meeting. Like the lesson, so make sure pick a topic that you feel you can build in this time frame. Build a topic. You may be teaching them how to vocal training. Yes, thank you. How to hold those notes long, how to sing on key, on pitch. All right, everyone have their topic. After you have your topic, let's think of your objectives. I said at least a minimum of 2 objectives when you're teaching a lesson, at least 2. What's the goal that you would like to accomplish? What is the goal of this lesson? Think about 2 objectives, 2 things that you want to achieve. have your objectives, the goal of this lesson. Think about the materials you will need to execute this lesson. What props will you need? What do you need to execute this lesson? What do you think you will need? Along your tools, materials that you think that you will need to get through the course, go back and add to it. Let's get into the introduction. How are you going to introduce this lesson? How are you going to engage the students, the young people in the front of you? Some suggestions for introductions. It can begin. You can tell a short story. You can ask a question to start a discussion. You can use music, maybe put a picture up, let them describe what's going on inside of this picture. They can watch a video, they can do a puzzle, be creative. How are you going to grab their attention when you start this lesson? Being creative, how are you going to grab their attention? And what I would like to say in this day and time, there is so much material available online that if you do the research, you'll find nice lessons that you can tweak that will be applicable to the age group that you are reading with. They'll have everything built out to you from even how to introduce it, how to develop it, how to connect activities, how to make applications with it. So you don't have to wreck your brain trying to do everything on your own. There are a lot of good curriculums out there to assist you in your planning when you're preparing for your meetings and stuff. But you have to take the time to do the research and of course know who you're presenting to ensure that the information that you're presenting is applicable and appropriate for them. So now you have your introduction, how you're going to grab their attention, talk about this topic. How are you going to develop your lesson? This is the meat of it now. And the development of your lesson needs to correlate with your objectives. So based on your objectives, that should guide the development of that lesson. What strategies you're going to need to use to get that point across, the methods, how are you going to develop this lesson? What are you going to do in this lesson to ensure that you achieve the objective that you set out? Teach it. So now you're fleshing out this lesson. Step by step, what you intend to do. And as Tiana would have mentioned, if you have your lesson like this, you already have it planned out, and for some reason you are unable to be there, then you have an assistant or you have someone that you can call on to take your place. They're supposed to be able to pick up your lesson plan and follow through and be able to execute what you intended to do that day. And that's what they like to tell us inside in teaching and education. They say make a detailed lesson plan, step by step, what you intended to do inside the class. So the next teacher pick it up, they're supposed to be able to teach that lesson. So you have your steps of the different parts of this lesson, how you want to achieve these objectives. Some person's still writing. Inside the development is where you want to tie in those activities. It's going to solidify the concept being taught. You may want them to create a song based on the information, write a rap, get them involved, create a poem, do a puzzle, play another game, maybe a worksheet, something that they need to complete. Some people's papers, oh, they have a lot of things they intend to accomplish. And then lastly, after you're ready to develop your lesson, then you want to think of your conclusion. How are you going to wrap up this? How are you going to wrap up this lesson? How are you going to recap the lesson? All tie it back to your objectives. What was the main goal? The purpose of you choosing this topic and the information you want them to go away with. And when you teach your lessons, you would want to go back to it the next meeting to see what they would have retained. You want to review it. And I know that when you consistently review it, it sticks with the students. Even the little young teens kids, every week they know I have my line of questioning I'm going to ask what we did last week. And they're retaining the information. So now that you have your conclusion, this part that you're going to do on your own, after you're ready, taught your lesson, you executed everything. When you get home, now you want to reflect. Did it go as planned? What were the successes? What worked? What did the kids enjoy doing? What didn't work? How can I improve for the next lesson that I have to prepare for? You need to reflect. It's very important to reflect. That's the only way we're able to improve and get better at what we're doing. So now, everyone then build their lesson, they want to share. Let's hear these lessons that you have planned for your various youth organizations. Ms. Taylor.
Hello. So I wrote a lesson that I will be using at 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Smart lady.
And it's in our children's choir. So we have Father's Day coming up, and although they signed for Mother's Day, we have to work on vocal techniques. So our lesson is going to be our session on vocal techniques. And started out as my provocation or as my opening or introduction. I'm going to let them watch a clip of Sound of Music where they're singing "Do a Deer." Most people know that, but I found that a lot of younger children haven't been exposed to it the way that we may have been, or older people may have been growing up. We always do Sound of Music, but my young kids don't. So that little one's like, oh, I've heard that tune before. So we watch it, and they're like, oh, and then we talk about what the words are, that they actually make sense. And we go through one little phrase at a time, "Do a deer," how to sing that and how to sing it on pitch. So it's all about how to sing your notes, how to sustain your notes, and how to sing them on pitch. So when I say sing do, you don't sing do, which happens. Understanding what it sounds like, how to actually reproduce that sound. We go through from do all back to do, and after we've done that, we start learning our new song. We go back to those things like pitch, so we use the language in our lesson too. So we retain that, and I say, okay, what does pitch mean? And you can tell me what that means. And at the very end, we go back to that same clip, and hopefully they can sing along with the clip because we've gone through it in our lesson, and it also helps them to build their vocal techniques. And that's our lesson today. Enjoy this.
That's it. When I get my girls this afternoon, they're gonna be don't baby. Good. Someone else share lessons that they intend to use in one of their youth meetings.
Okay. I feel that I should set my initial agenda first. Why is that? This will make more sense. But so this maybe that task like I said, walking in water and put my talking eyes. It's not walking on water, walking in water because it was beautiful and it was not technical. It was captivating, right? So and my next little thing was one time that was all feet, no breaks. You know, I have to feet all the time. So that's why I said such a agenda. Because my agenda was start at AYA people a big prayer session, and then we bring down the spirits. And then open up for our week, because in AYA, we talk about each other, and it was also like a support, because we have to be together, the church group, and it's, you know, a lot of things. Also, we support each other, and things, and someone we have to talk about. Anyways, there's a bunch of stuff. And two, like it was skies in the dark, let me go from there. My feet, and great. Next thing. And then, so I brought it back to like all of faith being walking in the world, and all of faith being great. Protect set, protect the love, and then introduction to the about the gospel lesson of Jesus, walking on the world, and then he coming to join them again with us there, let's be in the water with him, because we cannot do it wasn't fire. So development activities. Which is introduced to material, which is like we get about. Let people know we all want. That's what I'm no one is better walking, so we're just basically walking and walking. Because you know, it's like that somebody will be able to read it. If they're not going to come, then. And then finally tie back to the fact that we need to have faith. That's what you plan. Or finally tie back to the fact that we need to have faith. That what you plan or are in the midst of, you will
All right. Someone else want to share their plan for upcoming youth meeting?
Topic would be hygiene. Objective would be, well, thank you. The individuals will know to proper care of themselves and to feel comfortable about themselves. You know, like when you're going out, you want to make sure you don't smell bad, so you do a quick one, like you're rubbing your eyes, you're like, a quick whiff. Yeah, you need to check your nose. With mask on, you don't need to check. You should have cleaned your nose, but you gotta check it. Just check on your phone real quick. Keeps you off. You look in the material, your cologne, perfume, deodorant, soap, toothbrush, toothpaste, and a brush and a comb. All that stuff. Have a video displaying why you stay a little too dirty, how you look, skin-wise, or otherwise, or if you deal with little children. You watch SpongeBob, but SpongeBob made that Sunday, ketchup and all that, right? And this bad purpose killing everybody. Yes. That's what you're going to show them that they understand that. Don't let anyone make funny with your breath. Children ruthless. This is a proper deodorant application. There's no need to empty a whole wipe on your arm to leave a white and yellow bird. Which product is best for you? Because for me personally, I like Dove Men and Degree because Old Spice, rather be cheaper. I don't agree with that. It makes me itch on my arm and it hurts. So you know, don't fool with that. You'll sound a wise, you know, it's good for you or not. You gotta know your body because you gotta know if you're a sweater or not. Some people sweat like crazy. So you gotta know, hey, I gotta know how to put, I gotta keep a thing on me, keep it on your eye at all times. And when to properly see, there's a need for certain products. There's no need for makeup or cologne. You're going to work out. That's just wasting the stuff. And the shower schedule. Twice a day would not hurt. But if you want to do more, that's cool. But at least get out quick. That's it.
Thank you. I just had a comment, even though that was very comical and I did enjoy that. I think in the realms of the church, that is also something that is a valuable lesson for our young people because although it may be taught in schools, it's another safe environment for them to have someone in a humorous way discuss these very, very helpful things that they may have missed at school, they may not be getting at home, and we may take it for granted, hey, you brush your teeth, you know. But we do need to have things like that happen even in our church because for our young people, the more they hear it in a safe environment, they will take them on. So although it may sound like, I think it's a great lesson to actually do.
Yes, I agree. 100% agree with you. So they're getting it at school, they're getting it at home, they're getting it at church. But something got to stick at some point. We talk about this deodorant. Sometimes the 24-hour one don't work. We only get the 48-hour one. All right? So anyone else would like to share their lesson for their upcoming United Audience to do the hygiene? Come on, someone else share. So we have this one person from each table. So I need someone from each table. You can't have the table full in front of you and no one share. All right, let's start over here.
Well, my topic is cooking. The objective is for them to what to do based on working together and to make something good, make themselves feel better. You know, kids be down. What can I do that? But if you show them, it's always disappointing. And then the team would be like, groceries, what? To introduce it to them, you would ask, come in and ask questions. You know, it's like this, or put it in put them in groups, and then, in their groups, they would learn how to plan out the year. Plan out their review best. They would decide on which day they want to cook. I mean, I would give them a date and they would get it out of the home and find what time stuff that they want to cook. And come together, they would prepare, and in conclusion, they would learn how to work together, like I said, a little math, a little English, each word they cook, and then they could discuss with one another how to be.
Good. Let's give Miss Tia. I like that lesson. It's very hands-on. Even inside our group, you might want to teach them how to create or make a particular dish. Start off with a fruit salad, or maybe I younger kids may do at night how to properly make a sandwich. You may not need to call me to make that sandwich. We teach you how to use the butter knife and how to take the products out and put it on and cut it in half and put it in the bowl or plate. So things of that nature. I like that one. Very hands-on with someone. And make sure put the products, yes, please put the products back. Me and one of the disaster happened then we make up. Or Jackie make up. Everything open. They didn't only out, but it open too. The jam open, the peanut butter open, the fridge maybe open, the cupboard open. But we have to teach them. So right here from this group here.
I saw so much about PYC already started out, so I wasn't going to, but this is just about community outreach/giving back to the community. I know in AYA, we've been talking since we been started about fundraisers, but we haven't gotten back to the part where we actually give back to our own community. You know, I'm going to talk about ways to make money, get donations for this and that. So I guess this would come as our service week on the curriculum, and the objective is just to leave AYA with a better sense of giving, the spirit of giving, probably effectively plan a strategy/calendar to increase the AYA presence in the social community, the social outreach community, and probably plan with the CTK social outreach community. On giving back, probably have someone from that community come in to talk with us about how to plan. Our materials include food items, donations, clothing items, sanitary items, and toiletries. The introduction of probably like visuals of people giving back, popular people, or known people on social media who give back, because everyone on social media these days. And so we can probably, I already said how a member of the social outreach community come meet with us, how collection sites and bins organized at the meeting, or probably previously organized prior to meeting. We bring all of our things that we, and we sit down, organize it to smaller groups and sort through, we package them up ourselves. And then if we don't distribute it, we give it to Father or whoever the groups are, plans that to distribute it for us. And in closing out, I guess we just go back to the introduction of even the importance of why we're doing this, what we can improve on, and what issues we have.
Excellent.
I'd like to commend for the good presentation and throw the challenge to the club right here, right now, to come either Tuesday morning or sometime on Tuesday to have groceries for us. We have groceries. Would you bring yours too? We have groceries. We will be having groceries. But it's only 50 bags allowed. 50 small bags. Thank you for your.
Excellent, excellent. organizations. You know, there's nothing you understand, you already have groups that are already doing things, so it's nothing wrong with connecting and working together, because you're still trying to achieve one common goal. I really like that. So reach out to the social outreach, you already put it on the table, that you all, the AYA now can come and assist and package those goods, as well as if you all have other persons who may want to donate, reach out to and be a part of the social outreach program.
I just want to make a suggestion, because you are a older group. The church has been involved in a few social outreach distributions, some of the organizations, and the social outreach that is ongoing. Maybe a suggestion to the AYA to do a clothes drive with different. Instead of going in your closets and taking out clothes that you no longer need, get new clothing, undershirts, socks, things like that, and have a different type of clothes drive. That's just something I thought about, because normally we just see people just come and throw clothes down. One organization was doing a clothes drive, and someone brought all of their old footwear. And I told them they will not be putting that on display. And we had to throw a whole box of stuff in the garbage. It's like they just went and they just took all the old stuff. And I said, you will look at them and you won't want them. And you never give people things you don't want. But maybe you could do a different spin to it. You talk about clothes, talk about hygiene. Maybe you would want to think about, instead of candles, think about toothpaste and tissue paper and soap and things like that. See? So that's just something.
That's excellent. Let's give a round of applause for that. It has a nicer hygiene, care of feminine pocket, things of that nature definitely will go a long way. Someone else would like to present their lesson. Because people would have some wonderful ideas and spark some things. I don't want your spark though. Anyone else? Here and right back. No. All right, so now let's recap.
Okay, I have something, I just put together something, parenting then and now. Parenting then and now. And my objective, parenting in the 21st century and parent-child relationship. And then the introduction was have a skit on a real life issue, how parents and child get along in real life at this particular time. How I developed that, what does it mean to be a parent first and foremost, 20th century parenting, and then 21st century parenting, totally different. Parenting and the media. There's a challenge now with parenting, and children now pick up the tablets and all these other devices. Developing parent-child relationship, and then parenting its pros and cons. And then after all that information, then we go back again in conclusion, and there'll be a skit on what you would think the ideal parent-child relationship is.
Let's get started. I just could imagine you all acting out the relationship between parents today. Child, things have changed. I've seen some things and I'm shocked. I'm like, well then, you can speak to mom that way. I know I could not. At the underground. Things have changed, all right? So let's recap everything that we would have covered. Right. Very good. Effective teaching. Now you can pull it up. Effective teaching, good classroom management skills, and clear goals and objectives. And what are our key elements in our curriculum? Our 4 key elements that we want to hit. When we're planning out our year. Normally when you plan for September to fall, September to December, then you plan again for spring to the summer. Normally that would be the 2 terms we plan when we deal with youth. And we're getting ready to go into the fall right now, so really and truly we're in our planning phase of what we intend to accomplish for our upcoming fall time with our young people. So what are the 4 things we want to hit up? Social outreach, we want to deal with service. What else? Spiritual, God first and foremost. Current issues, what are they dealing with? What are the topics we want to handle?
Service.
Teamwork, yes, that's a part of it. I heard service. I heard the spiritual. Social, yes, the social part of it. You want to make sure you're still having fun, entertaining, engaging them in that way. And then the last part, the components of your lesson plan. What are the components of the lesson plan that you want to put into consideration when you're planning out? You have to have your topic, objectives, your materials, your introduction, your development, your activities, your conclusion, and reflection. The very last thing you want to do at the end is you want to reflect. That's you personally, not necessarily with the youth, but you as a youth leader, at the end you want to reflect and see what went well inside this meeting, what can I redo, how can I make that happen again, how can I make it better. Okay, so thank you very much for your time, attention, and participation, and I hope that this has really stimulated you to go forth and plan this new year for our youth. So give me a round of applause. Thank you.
I think we do much better than Mr. It's not like when you have persons within the minutes of that you're able to use and use their abilities to strengthen the movement. So it's a power of behalf of PYC. Our parents want to say thank you. Right. All right. So now we're going to a break and turn get some fresh air, walk the prayer garden, put lesson plans together, go ahead and